So, in these days I had the opportunity to attend a private event in Palo Alto hosted by Meta just before Connect 2024 to get hands-on with upcoming Quest 3S, and I'm gonna say it right away, it kinda surprised me. So in this video I'm gonna go over my Quest 3S hands-on impressions based on my hour and a half with it, highlighting some improvements and features that have been welcoming added over its actual predecessor, the Quest 2. Hey Terriers, so welcome to the VR Tech channel that discovered the Meta Quest 3S together in this video. Let's get into it. So let's start with the release date. The Quest 3S pre-orders are live right now. The headset will start shipping October 15 on the website and selected retail stores. There are gonna be two models available at launch, the 128GB model that comes at $299 or 329 euros, and the 256GB model, which comes at $399 or 439 euros. The cool thing is they also slashed the price of the Meta Quest 3 that is gonna be now $499. What's pretty cool is that everyone that pre-ordered an headset from the Quest 3 family will get Batman Arkham Shadows for free and 3 months of the Meta Quest Plus subscription. If you're interested in buying a Quest 3S, I'll have a link in the description below. If you happen to use those links, by the way, it's gonna help to support the channel and keep going with this kind of videos. By the way, Meta right now is discontinuing, unfortunately, the Meta Quest 2 and the Meta Quest Pro, and even the Meta Quest 3 128GB version. But to phase it out, they will actually sell the remaining unit of the latter at $429 while supplies last. I'm gonna leave a link below for that one as well. There's gonna come also with a $20 of store credit. Getting to the headset, here on the side you have the USB Type-C port for charging, and right below it the power button. Well, on the opposite side it will be clean, as this year unfortunately Meta removed completely the 2.5mm jack. That means that for all the accessory we're gonna have to use the Type-C on the opposite side or Bluetooth connection. On the bottom of the headset you have a volume rocker and the new just added action button that will let you switch from VR to mixed reality on the fly to be able to see outside through the cameras right on the front. Here in these camera clusters we have two high-resolution RGB cameras for pass-through at 18 ppd, two IR illuminators for better tracking in various light situations, and two tracking cameras with two additional ones on the lower sides. On the arms you can find the speakers for the spatial audio. Then finally we can see the lenses with 3-step IPD calibration, accommodating a range from 52 to 74mm. To keep the cost down, the Quest 3 will use older generation Fresnel lenses to display an LCD display with a resolution of 1832 by 1920 pixels per eye, again running up to 120 Hz. If again it sounds familiar, it's because they are the same of the Meta Quest 2. But while it might feel like a step back on that department, all of these will be powered by the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2, powerful standalone processor present on the Quest 3, paired with the 8GB of RAM, to be able to play the biggest titles once exclusive to the Quest 3 at high resolution. Finally, after a year from release, we're starting to see the real potential of this chipset in terms of graphics, and using the headset felt really snappy through the entire demo. You see, while we have the same quality in lenses and resolution of its predecessors, the jump in a rendering is actually perceivable, where even just the dashboard now looks better, with less jagged edges. As before, those panels were almost never running at native resolution. Now with the new processor with, in theory, 50% more graphical power, we should be able to see them running much closer to the target, making the image much crisper, and making this feel like an overcharged version of the Quest 2. Getting near the quality of games, texture, lighting, and resolution we came to learn from the Quest 3, but in a much cheaper package. Let's be frank though, this is not an upgrade from the Meta Quest 3. While not bad visually, as Meta always made the best Fresnel lenses on the market, these lenses will have a similar edge clarity and sweet spot to the older Quest 2, far from the quality and sharpness of the newer Pancake lenses. We might gain some visual overlap, but that's about it. I'll test them more in depth in my full review and my Through the Lenses videos, so stay tuned for those. Also talking briefly about the FOV, it felt like in line with what we had before, so nothing to report. What these lenses bring with them, beside visuals, is also a return of the older form factor, and the optics require more space, bringing the screen and the hardware further away from your face. Somehow though, they were able to make it 20% slimmer than the previous Quest 2. And while the headset is actually lighter than the Quest 3, the balance makes it feel like more front heavy. While I had no problems for comfort during my demo period, I can tell you from my experience with the previous headsets that upgrading the strap will be very needed for regular playing sessions. And while the included strap is an improvement compared to the one on the Quest 2, I wanted to bring the rigid one home with me right away. You might want to upgrade soon, let's say. By the way, the cool thing is that some accessories are actually compatible with the Meta Quest 3, like the straps that you can use. But bear in mind that you are not gonna gain a headphone jack from them, but just a hole to dream about it. But while having a more powerful processor is for sure the killer feature of this headset, what really surprised me was the quality of the new tracking accuracy. Starting with the controllers that are the same ringless controllers of the Quest 3 that we grew to love, they feel light and clicky with improved haptics feedback motors as well. These still work with a single AA battery each, and they're super portable to bring around and good when getting your heads close to each other in game. Also, what I noticed is a much improved hand tracking compared even to the Quest 3. That might be the positioning of the camera or the illuminators that would actually make possible to use this headset in more challenging lighting conditions. I asked if you could use it in complete pitch black, and they said they cannot assure that it's gonna work. I guess it's something that we're gonna have to test. By the way, bear in mind that what you see in the shots is the fitness face gasket, and that is not gonna be the one included in the box. It's gonna be an accessory that actually has a big light bleed from the side, but that helps for sweat, I guess. The regular one is gonna be a normal, plastic one. So what do I think about it? To be honest, I was kind of skeptical before coming here, as I'm a techie guy, as many of you, and I love and will want to always see tech going forward. And you probably noticed that I had to compare it more often with the Quest 2 than with the Quest 3. So yeah, not really a forward movement per se. I don't think I'm gonna be the one that is gonna fake hype or excitement about it. But the reality is that the price is still a big component of VR adoption. Unless you're Apple and you can charge what the heck you want, by the way. And the Quest 2 was still outselling the Quest 3 every single month, so Meta had to come with a solution, to actually move the platform forward with the new mixed reality and at the same time the new processor for these new upcoming games. I mean, what you got is very compelling for the price, as the Quest 2 was back then. And if I can get more performance and better games for the same price, well, so be it. I would personally still recommend the Meta Quest 3 if you want the best experience. At the end of the day, the 128GB version feels like a steal right now at $429. But if you are on a budget and you don't want to spend all those money, well, the Quest 3S is a great option. As I was, recommending the Quest 2 back in the days, I would still recommend the Quest 3S right now. It does what it's supposed to do. Play games. And it feels like perfect if you wanted a second headset, or if you're not so convinced about VR and you want an entry point. And there you have it. The reality is that while we can't be really hyped, this product, it just makes sense. Alright, here we have it. So the more I think about it, the more I think they should have been called the Meta Quest 2S. At the end of the day, well, this is pretty much a Quest 2 on steroids, getting some features from the bigger brother, like the better pass-through with the same exact cameras and the same processor for new games. By the way, I finally had the opportunity to play Batman Arkham Shadow, and that thing is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record my footage, but the combat scenarios are very, very fun. They really make you feel like a superhero, having to time your attacks in the right moment. Also, it's super cool when you want to parry something. You can be in front, but you can parry also from the side. You can have an indicator, and you can just pull your arm up, and that really feels like being Batman. And yeah, it's very addicting. It looked amazing and feels like a real hit from Camouflage. For my first impressions, I think this is gonna be a must-have. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for the quality of the audio during this video, but I wasn't in my studio, so I didn't have all my equipments and something like that. Also, this is not my camera, it's my phone. My camera died completely because it's 4 a.m. and I'm still editing over here. So I hope this video is gonna be ready in time for you to actually check the Quest 3S out right after the keynote. But yeah, Here we have it. As always, guys, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like, please dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you really love the channel, the join button on there. Later on further, also the Patreon. Thanks to all the Patreons who join the channel, of course. And I see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.